All right, well, I suppose we can get started then. So today, my coworker Sam is here. She'll be talking me through some goal setting and kind of preparing for New Year's and what that all entails a little bit. So if you welcome her, that'd be great.
So as Adam said, I'm Sam Mallo. I work with Adam at Aspirus in Aspirus Business Health. I am a wellness specialist there and a certified wellness coach. So we're going to talk about goal setting today. It's a really good time of the year to talk about goal setting because resolution season's coming up. And we kind of talked to before class, how many times you set a resolution and then a week after you set it, maybe even the next day, we've already forgot about it and moved on to the next thing. So we're going to talk about how do you set a good goal? How do you set a goal that you can actually achieve and be successful at? A goal that's maybe just appropriate for you. So that's kind of the kind of things we're going to go over today. So when we talk about goal setting, we're really talking about setting behavioral goals. Behavioral goals are really goals that talk about the whole process. So we're talking about the little actions, the little mini goals that we take along the way. So if we say, I want to lose weight, so what? You want to lose weight. How are you going to lose that weight? Are you going to make better food choices? Or are you going to exercise more? Maybe your answer is, I want to do both. Okay, again, so what? So what are you going to do about those food choices? What are you going to do to make better food choices? Ah, now the gears start turning. So it's always asking the so what to the question and kind of digging deeper. That's how we really establish behavioral goals. So if we are going to make better food choices or we are going to be more physically active, what are you going to do for that physical activity? What are you going to specifically commit to? I'm going to walk 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes. So now that's now become your goal. Or I'm going to limit my processed foods to maybe only once every other week, and I'm going to drink my 32 ounces of water every day. So that now becomes your goal. It's not just weight loss, but it's the actions you're going to take to achieve that weight loss. We always want to give yourself 3 months to achieve a goal. 3 months, that seems like a long time. I want to achieve the goal I wanted to achieve yesterday. But really, we have to go into this being very transparent about the process and knowing that it takes time. You know, if I want to lose 30 pounds, I want to do it by the end of the month. But research shows healthy weight loss is at most 2 pounds per week. It is never healthy to lose 30 pounds in 1 month. We hear a lot of commercials saying, oh, you can lose 30 pounds at the end of the month. I also want to remind you, weight loss does not mean healthy. Just because you lose weight doesn't mean you're healthy. And just because you might be overweight doesn't mean you're unhealthy either. So kind of knowing those factors into the process too. Give yourself that time, that 3 months. It's a short enough time to cause some urgency. We can give ourselves a deadline, a set end date that we want to achieve the goal by, but we give ourselves time for behavior change to take place, for that process of behavior change, where we can learn new things, where we can start to develop new habits. So behavioral goals are goals, they should excite you. They should be something you look forward to. If you're setting a goal and it doesn't excite you or you don't look forward to it, being transparent again, it's just not a good goal for you. Reanalyze your goal. Goals should always be something that you look forward to achieving. It should be something that kind of arouses you and energizes you. It also helps with persistence. So if we do a goal that we're excited about, if we do a goal that we're looking forward to achieving, then we're going to have more adherence and persistence throughout the process. Specifically with goals, we like to talk about SMART goals. We've probably heard this already. SMART is an acronym, S-M-A-R-T, and it's specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, and timely. All of those characteristics are what make a goal SMART, or what make a good goal. So specific, I love this example that I have up here. I will walk on a treadmill 5 days per week for 30 minutes with an RPE of 6 to 7 in the morning before work to improve my stamina and decrease my risk for heart disease. That is the perfect goal. Let's break it apart a little bit. It's good because it's taking ownership. We're starting it with an I will, I am, I can, I must, I'm able to. You're taking ownership right away of that goal. You're owning it. You're having pride in it. And then we're saying what we're going to do. We're going to walk on a treadmill Remember what I said at the beginning? So what? You're gonna walk on a treadmill. Now we're making it more specific. How many times are we gonna walk on the treadmill? We're gonna do it 5 days a week. We're gonna commit to 30 minutes of doing that. I have RPE on here. I'll touch base on that. That really tells how hard you're working. It's rate of perceived exertion. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard are you gonna work? You're gonna work on a 6 to 7. That's what RPE means. We could get in more detail, but that's a whole nother presentation in itself. And then when are we gonna do that? Now we're committing to a specific time of day that we're gonna do this goal. We're gonna do it in the morning before work. And why are we doing it? Why is it important to us? What's the motivation behind it? To improve stamina and decrease the risk for heart disease. So that is the perfect SMART goal. It's very detailed, it's very specific. Measurable. Can you measure when a success is obtained? So maybe we track this and that's how we're measuring it. Maybe we're keeping an exercise diary or we're using our Fitbit or something to that extent, and that's how we're tracking it. So you want the goal to be measurable. You want to know if there's been improvement in quality. You want to know if there's been improvement maybe in the cycle of time or efficiency. That's what we want to look for in measurable. Action-based. Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So measurable in your example would be, okay, I can check off that I did it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that I did it for 30 minutes, and that I did it in the morning.
Yep.
And maybe if you have the right equipment that you got the RPE up. But how are you going to measure it decreased my risk for heart disease? How are you going to measure
Yep.
that it improved your stamina other than saying, I feel like?
Yep. No, improving stamina, that could be a couple things. So maybe we're measuring the distance that we run. We know our stamina is improved because you're running a further distance in a shorter amount of time. So maybe that's one way we measure it. Maybe we're measuring the decrease for risk heart disease because maybe we go in and see our PCP, our primary care provider, and we see that our blood pressure is improved. Maybe we see that our resting heart rate is improved. All of those can be dynamics that we measure for the heart disease. So you can see there's a lot of different components to measure on this. And you don't need to measure all of them, but there should be one component you at least measure,
Okay.
at least one. So action-based, that's how often are you gonna do it? Well, this is very specific with the action. We know we're doing it 5 days per week for 30 minutes. Action-based is really talking about the gradual change over time. It's kind of setting the pace. What we're also talking about with action-based too is, think of action-based as making the statement like it's your objective and having those action words in it. So we know we're running, we're walking, we know that we're improving, so we have action verbs within the statement. So that's what we're talking about with action-based. And then realistic. It has to build your self-esteem. We've probably heard of the little acronyms KSAs, knowledge, skills, and abilities. Do you have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to achieve this goal? If you wrote this down, would you have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to achieve it? If not, how would you alter it so you can? Do we have to do less days per week? Do we have to do more time? Do we have to drop down the RPE? Do we have to change the time of day that it's done? So all of that goes into, is it realistic? How can you be successful? And then timely. Timely is a few different things. We want a direct start point and a direct end point with that goal. It might not necessarily be in your definition of your goal, but it's all right, what's the day you're gonna start, what's the day you're gonna end, and can you measure it in that length of time? Timely also is how often or when you're gonna do it. So that one definitely is taking place in this SMART goal, the 5 days per week and the 30 minutes. So all of those characteristics make up what a SMART goal is. So one of the best ways to get started with goal setting can be really overwhelming. So we know, I wanna lose weight, but you can't really dig deeper than that. You know, we're not really sure where to go from there, what exactly our SMART goal should be from that point. I wanna be more financially stable, but we're not really sure where our SMART goal is in that point. Or I wanna manage my stress, or I wanna have more energy during the day, but we don't always know, okay, where do we develop from there? So brainstorming is our best friend on that. You know, that rapid generation of possibilities, coming up with all these different ways you could think of that might help you with your goals. We're going to do a little brainstorming here as an activity. So when we talk about wellness, we focus a lot on the physical dimension of wellness. And I've already talked a lot about the physical dimension of wellness. That's physical activity, nutrition, stress management, sleep, all of that falls into the physical dimension of wellness. There's a lot of other dimensions. There's spiritual wellness, so taking into consideration your beliefs and values and morals. There's emotional wellness, environmental wellness. We talked about the physical wellness, intellectual wellness. So this is how you keep learning and growing and challenging yourself and taking knowledge of your strengths and weaknesses. Social wellness, just as it implies being socially active and having that social relationship with friends, family, loved ones, colleagues. And financial wellness, so talking about our financial stability, maybe saving for the future and so on. All of those are dimensions of wellness. There's a lot of areas we can set goals in. I want you to flip this over. We'll take a little time here. I'm going to have you guys actually fill this out and kind of so you can reflect on your strengths and your weaknesses within these categories. So you're going to go through some of them. I'll give you a little time here of the first column is what is currently going well in this area. So we're breaking the dimensions apart now, and now we're really reflecting on what's going well in each of those dimensions. What are your strengths in those dimensions? What's currently not going so well in this area? What are some things that you could improve on? And how would you ideally like this area to look? So we know what we're doing good, we know what we're doing bad, but where do we want to be in that area? So now it's making us kind of take our strengths and weaknesses a step further and saying, here's where we are, but this is our desired point. On the front of it, you'll see all the little definitions of the areas too. As you guys are filling it out, I can read over some. So environmental wellness is taking care of your global environment and your personal surroundings. It might be decluttering your room, recycling your trash, and maybe just volunteering to clean up your environment a little bit. Financial wellness, that's the taking the steps to live within your financial means. And it might be planning for the future, creating a budget, all of that is financial wellness. Physical wellness, it's moving your body, that's your exercise, that's your nutrition, it's sleeping, it's managing your stress, it's preventative care and preventative medicine. It doesn't have to be rehabilitative medicine, nor do we really want it to be. We really want it to be preventative. Spiritual wellness, that's understanding your beliefs, your values, kind of the ethics that guide your life, knowing your purpose in life, knowing your role in life. Intellectual wellness, staying curious, engaging and learning new things, doing creative activities, constantly learning, constantly being curious. Maybe you're reading for pleasure, being aware of current events that are going on, social and political issues that are happening and affect your life as well. Emotional wellness is coping effectively with the challenges of life, managing your stress level, managing your workload. Sleep plays a role in this category as well. Asking for help when you need it. All of that is emotional wellness. And then the last dimensional wellness is that social wellness. So having a strong social network. I don't mean social network like having, I have a lot of people on my Facebook page and my Twitter. That's not what we mean by social network here. We mean the people physically you surround yourself with, your colleagues, your loved ones, and so on, who you physically see on a day-to-day basis. Those are the people that give you support and guidance. They're there when you need someone to cry on. They're there when you need a little, hey, well done, you did it. So all of those are the different dimensions. I'll let you guys take a little bit more time to fill out the sheet too. So this is a really awesome way to help you get brainstorming. It makes you reflect all the different aspects of your life. It makes you take note of what's going well and maybe what needs to improve. very bottom of this page, you can see it engages you one step further. It asks, what can you do right now to move from where you are to where you want to be in the dimensions of wellness? So it's kind of making you take one step further and think about what kind of behavioral goals you might need to set to make you improve your dimensions in wellness. Once I start seeing eyes pop up from the paper, then I'll go ahead and move on. Hopefully as you're doing this too, you're kind of seeing how it correlates with what you think you already do well, and correlates with maybe where you think your weaknesses are. Or maybe you're learning a little bit about yourself and kind of, the aha moment. Oh, I never thought that. I guess I do need to work on this. I like to pick on the goal of weight loss, especially as resolution time. That's kind of the number one resolution. And I like to pick on that goal of weight loss because so many times when we're coaching people, weight loss isn't the issue. There's a lot of underlying issues that we just filled out on this sheet here that are really the problem. And if we tackle one of those, if we tackle your financial stability, which is usually related to your stress, which is related to maybe your emotional wellness, then we can tackle weight loss. And that part comes easy then. So that's why this is really cool. Once we really look at the big picture of what's going on, then the little things are a little bit easier. So moving on, accountability. The best way for accountability, well, for those of you here in Wood County, you have Adam. Adam is a fantastic resource to help you with accountability. Anytime you can get your hands on and talk to a wellness coach, that's a fantastic method. But if we don't have that luxury, or we don't have that time or flexibility to schedule that appointment, then there's other things that can be done. Tracking is fantastic. Writing it down on paper, what you've done, how far you've come. Journaling, using a calendar. Maybe we're using apps. There's so many cell phone apps out now for your smartphone that you can track your progress. Smoking cessation, weight loss, food and nutrition, stress management. All of those can be tracked on apps now. Wearables. So any type of fitness or activity tracker, wearables are a great way to track too. And that's kind of mindless tracking. You just wear it, it really does the work for you and keeps you accountable that way. So monitoring is what helps us be accountable because we know what was done. It helps us know when it happened. And it helps us know, did it work or didn't it work? So if we're tracking our food and maybe we're counting calories and we have X amount of calories we're trying to get, we've been tracking food for a while and we're just not losing weight. So why didn't it work? We can look over then our food diary and we can see what needs to be tweaked. Oh yeah, we're staying within our calories, but apparently, bad news, Twinkies and Snickers just aren't cutting it for our only nutrition source. So then we can step back and we can choose different choices, or we can alter how we're achieving that goal. So that's why accountability is so great with monitoring. Anybody else have any neat sources or resources that you use for accountability? Do you have anything? Another good one is sometimes just paying for that fitness membership, paying for that punch card. Once we put money down, that helps a lot in terms of the commitment. So putting money down is a big one too. That's not on here. And finding your motivation. So if we want to be successful at our goal, we need to know why it's important to us. So you can kind of look down on your sheet that you wrote down there. Maybe we want to do a goal in environmental wellness. Why would that be important to you? Physical wellness. Why would that be important to you? So we keep asking why. It kind of helps us get the big picture. So I'm going to use weight loss again. Like I said, it's easy, it's common. I want to lose weight. Why do you want to lose weight? Oh, I want to lose weight because I want to have more energy. Okay, why do you want to have more energy? Oh, I want to be more active and engaged and productive at work. Why do you care if you're active and engaged and productive at work? Why does that matter to you? Oh, I mean, ultimately, there's this promotion coming up at work, and I'm hoping I applied for it and I can get that. And if I have more energy and I'm more productive and I'm a better colleague and coworker, then I can get that. And all of that trickled down from weight loss. So that's the motivation. Maybe we take a different route at that motivation. Maybe the motivation is, I still want to have energy. Why do you want to have energy? Why does that matter to you? I'm a grandparent now, and the grandkids have so much energy, and I want to be able to keep up with them. I want to be able to run around with them. They want to go to the park. They put in these DVDs on the computer now, and we dance along to them, and I get tired right away, so I want to have energy just to keep up with my grandkids. So maybe that's your motivation. So motivation can be a lot of different things, but we keep asking yourself why. That's the why behind it. I want to look better. What? Why do you want to look better? I want to help the relationship with my spouse. That's why I want to look better. Maybe that's it. Or I've been taking this CrossFit class for a while, and I'm not improving, but I think it would be cool someday to compete. Maybe that's your motivation. There's different levels of motivation. It doesn't mean it's right or it's wrong. There's lots of different reasons that motivate us. So just keep asking why, and you'll find your motivation. Addressing your barriers. So if we really want to be successful at our goals, we need to tackle our barriers head on. I love this image up here. Problems? No, solutions. We know what our goal is. We're getting ready, we're getting prepared, we're brainstorming our goals. So let's tackle over what the barriers are of those goals. Why do you see yourself struggling with that goal? Have you tried it to achieve it in the past and you weren't successful? Why weren't you successful at that? So now we can brainstorm again. We can brainstorm a bunch of solutions to that. So now when that barrier comes up, we're ready to tackle it. So this time of year, we had a lot of family gatherings going on. There's a buffet, how many times a week we're going to, whether it's physically at a restaurant or it's the family gathering where we put everything out on the table. And that can be a barrier, especially if you're trying to eat healthier. So a good solution, example to tackle that barrier is, I call it the vulture technique. So we look over our spread of our buffet and we think, okay, I like that, I like that, I like that, I like that. Take one plate and you just put the things on that you like. Don't worry about the I gotta be polite and take one of everything at the buffet. Don't be afraid to take ownership of your goals. Take just what you like. So it's always kind of taking a step back at that buffet, looking at all your possibilities, and just taking the things that you like on it. That's a really great metaphor for just goal setting in general. Take a step back, look at all of your possibilities, and choose what works for you best. So what can prevent you from success? That's really what we're talking about here. Especially if you've tried to achieve this goal in the past and you weren't successful, you already know what prevented you from it. So what can you do to tackle that? What can you do to overcome it? It's being prepared and it's having a plan ahead of time. It's turning the problems now into solutions, giving you lots of options, going back to brainstorming with solutions. And support. Then friends, family, home, community, work, everyone that surrounds yourself with. In my case, I have my family that's a support system. I have colleagues that are a support system. I have clients that constantly support and motivate me. And I also have, that buddy at the gym. Can't tell you what she looks like out of the gym, but I know her in workout clothes, and I look forward to seeing her every Tuesday at 5:30 because we work out together. She's also my support system. I love this saying, when I becomes we, even illness can become wellness. So now we're making our goals public. That's what this is referring to. We're doing it as a team. Once we open our goals up and we make our goals known and we bring others into achieving our goals, that's when success starts to happen. I'm going to read you a little insert from an article that I saw, and I really like this one. It says, the bottom line is that the forces in our environment do not have an impact on us. But sometimes they do. Even though we all certainly have the ability to make our own choices. So what that's saying is the environment around us, we have choices. We can choose to make a good food choice or a bad food choice. But I'll go on to the next line. But it's hard to be the only person in a work group or team that brings their only healthy baked lunch to work. But that makes it hard and really challenges our goals, right? When we go to a buffet and we come in it with the right mindset and we're like, yeah, I'm just going to bring my own lunch today. But everybody else in the department went to that buffet and ate all of the cake. And you feel isolated because you're not having that cake. The environment makes it tough. So what can we do to change our environment? What can we do to change the support around us to help us be successful? Often, the closest people around us may have the hardest time as we change. Try to identify someone who you may want to spend more time with and become closer to as you change. So I kind of want you to think about your umbrella of friends and family, coworkers, people that are supportive in your life. There's got to be one person who stands out and you're like, either, yes, that's my support person. They're going to hold me accountable and they're going to be my ally through this process. Or maybe they don't know they're your ally in this process. Maybe, someone that just inspires you. Maybe it's that person you look up to them and say, I want to be them. They're my role model. That's the person I want to be. It could, that could be someone like Oprah. You don't have to know the person, but it can be someone who inspires you, who you want to be more like, who drives you to pursue your change. So all of that falls under support. Celebrate the wins. Oh, you can't really see my image, but a little Parks and Rec loving. If you've seen Parks and Rec, they have this thing on it where they go, treat yourself. And it's about celebrate yourself. Have fun with it. The best way to be successful at a goal is give yourself something to celebrate along the way. But when you set your incentives up for yourself, when you set yourself up for rewards, make sure there's something that supports your goals, not sabotage them. So many times in coaching sessions, we hear, yeah, I reached my goal, so I went out for happy hour and had half-price apps and mixed drinks. It's celebrating, I get it, but it's kind of sabotaging your goal too. So give yourself a reward that really supports what you want. Give yourself those new pair of running shoes. So maybe the next step is you can start training for a 5K. Give yourself an activity tracker. So now you don't have to be writing it down all the time. You just saved yourself some time because it will mindlessly do it for you. Give yourself that cool new water bottle. A zoodle maker. Those are all the rage right now. So give yourself something that supports your goal. Give yourself something that really helps you be successful from here on out. Celebrating the little wins is so important with success. And one thing we can do with the celebrating little wins is we can kind of piggyback on that 3 month. 3 months is when we really want the ultimate goal or vision to take place. But maybe we say every 3 weeks, if we do A, B, C, D, we get these little tiny goals along the way. So celebrate those. Celebrate the big picture goal and celebrate the little successes along the way. but not least, we hit that 3-month time, and now we want to know, did I achieve my goal? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But how did the process go? How did the process make you feel over those past few months? What worked? What didn't work? Did you reach some challenges you didn't expect to reach? You can reprogram yourself at this point. You can look over those challenges and come up with new solutions to keep you being more successful. Using those qualitative measures, maybe maybe we can use body weight, maybe use body composition, maybe we can use body composition, food diary, but maybe we're also saying how we feel. Do we feel better? Maybe that's a good one. Are we happier? Are we healthier? All of those can be measures. So seeing the change is a very motivating process, especially sometimes we see this every so many weeks. Someone might come in for a weigh-in, maybe once a week, maybe every other week. I don't recommend weighing yourself every day. That can be discouraging. But once a week or every other week is a very healthy weight loss approach to weigh yourself. And just seeing those changes over the time, seeing the numbers click away, that can be a very motivating process. So we're going to end today with letting you guys set a goal. You're going to see I have a prescription for health form right here. This kind of takes everything we've talked about and really narrows it down. It starts with, what is your wellness goal? And what is your wellness vision? Your vision is like the big picture. So maybe a year or two from now, what do you picture the perfect version of yourself being? It's a completely subjective answer. But if you could picture yourself being the happiest version of yourself, what would that be? That's your wellness vision. And then going back up to the goal, how will things be different when you achieve your goal? So cool, you've achieved your goal, you did what you want to do, but why does that matter? How is that going to make your life better? Because it's all about making yourself better as a person. It's all about being the best version of yourself. So how is that going to matter in the process? And then what barriers do you see coming and how are you going to overcome them? So it makes you address that too. So have you filled that out a little bit? And then I'm going to send you home with kind of a neat version of a tracking too. You can use it, you don't have to use it. If you want to improve your nutrition or if you want to improve weight loss or if you're hoping to improve stress management, this is a fantastic handout. It covers a lot of different dimensions. So in the first column, you're going to write down what you ate and what your thoughts are when you ate that. This really helps tackle, especially if you find that you're an emotional eater or if you eat your stress. This is a really good handout for that. So what food choice did you make and why did you make it? How did it make you feel when you made that choice? Were you proud that you made a good, healthy food choice? Or were you a little disappointed in yourself for that food choice? Maybe you made that food choice because you just had a crappy day and it's snowy outside and it's cold and you haven't seen the sun in 5 days, so you know what? You're going to eat that bowl of ice cream, those 2 bowls of ice cream. I don't know why you would choose ice cream. That was a terrible example for cold weather, but you get my drift. So yeah, this is... Yep, right? Okay. Ice cream's good no matter what. So this is a really awesome tracking form to help kind of tackle a lot of different barriers to wellness. So take it home, use it if you want. There's lots of handouts over there. Take home more if you want. Any questions?
What's a zoodle maker?
A zoodle maker. So those are now, because pasta's the big evil now. So what can we do to be better about getting our pasta in or getting our Alfredo in? Yep, but not having the carbs. So now we take something like zucchini or carrots and you just spin the spiral thing and it turns veggies into noodles. Yeah.
Didn't know that's what they were.
Yeah. Zoodles.
It's also
fun to
good.
say.
It's also a good machine to have if you're gluten-free.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Any other questions? Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining Adam and I today. Again, I'm Sam from Aspirus Business Health. So if you have any questions, you can holler out to Adam and he can get them to me. Chances are Adam can also answer the questions. So yeah. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Safe travels, man.
That was painless.
Yeah.